Why are we doing this, Blade?
Because we must suffer. Hello, everybody. This is Blade Cross EXE.
And Ryo G42.
And we're back with some reactions to more Mega Man reviews from G4, X-Play, and what became those later on, GameSpot TV. It has the same host. I don't think it's technically the same show, but it's got the same host. And they're all along the same veins. The GameSpot TV review is not as just distasteful and cringeworthy, but I stacked up all the videos in one big playlist. I've only taken a peek at one or two of these, but we're going to go through, we're going to react to all these on camera and, you know, just do what we can. I'm not going to say it's going to be a good time. Hopefully we can get some good riffs out of this.
After the last one, I need a stronger drink for this.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the previous video we did on their craptastic take on Battle Network 6, then we'll have a link for that, in the description. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the bad lighting on this one. There's just no other way I could set up the camera for this. So, it's hopefully it works, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Alright, so up first is their review of MegaMan X5. Hit it, Ryo.
Welcome back to our show from Metreon in San Francisco.
The MegaMan X series was released way back in the glory days of the Super Nintendo system.
Now, the fundamental gameplay was that of your basic Mega Man, except with more collecting and power-ups.
Now, nearly a decade later, MegaMan 5X has been released for the PlayStation.
5X, yes.
If there was ever a perfect mascot for Capcom, this little blue bomber is the guy. Yep, Mega Man's back, and he's back to his old-school side-scrolling self with Mega Man X5. Like all Mega Man X's before this, you'll have to stop Sigma's nefarious plans of global domination. Besides Mega Man X, you can also play as Zero, the saber-wielding Reploid with long hair. Each character has different skills and attributes, and it's up to you to decide who's more suited to each stage.
So far, this isn't awful.
To the Mega Man gameplay is the new crouching ability. It's an unusual feature, considering that Mega Man has never been a crouching tiger in the 15 years he's been around. While the graphics technology of X5 seems dated, the visuals are still fine 2D work. The game does sport excellent anime character designs, and there's a high count of on-screen sprites. On the downside, Mega Man X5 suffers from poor sound.
I disagree.
The music is an uninspiring myriad of synth rock that lacks the catchy edge of past Mega Man games.
Again, no, that's just objectively wrong.
X5 might not be the
that
best
could
Mega
be a
Man game
subjective
ever,
thing.
but it's certainly a welcome addition to the franchise.
Fair.
GameSpot TV gives Mega Man X5 a 3 out of 5.
Alright, that's the same rating that X-Play gave to Battle Network 6, and yeah, they tore into that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said...
this one didn't seem awful. I also disagree with the...
Yeah. Like I said, this first review is not from the same show, but it's got the same host, just with a different hairdo. So this would turn into X-Play. As far as I know, it was on the same channel. It's got a G4 logo on there. I will say I forgot how bad the image quality was when you stretch it. When I was scouting for these, I found them on my phone, so the image quality wasn't that compressed or wasn't that distorted when you're looking at it on your phone compared to the monitor we put it on for this. Yeah. Alright, so their video on X5 wasn't bad. I will say, don't agree with them about the music, because I think X5 has the best soundtrack in the entire X series. X6 did give us that...
X6
had some good ones, though.
Had some bops to it.
I can never pronounce the character's name. Infinity Mijinion. It sounds like the Final Countdown. It's like, that song is too good for that game. But now we're on to their review of Maverick Hunter X, which... I love this game, so I'm gonna try to not be fanboy butthurt on this one, but we'll see how this one goes.
Let's rip off the Band-Aid.
All right.
Well, looking for fun ways to spend your time, there's always Mega Man games.
Yes. Are we allowed to do a show these days without reviewing a Mega Man game?
No. Thus, we present Mega Man Maverick Hunter X.
He did not look happy to be
gonna lie to you. Capcom has been crapping out Mega Man spin-offs faster than we can flush them down the toilet.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Waters, one title has managed to float to the top of the bowl. And that title is Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. By the way, You're welcome for the visual. Now, I'm just as shocked as you are, but Maverick Hunter is a genuinely solid PSP title. Impossible! Capcom remade the first Mega Man X that wowed gamers in '93. Newly refurbished with 3D graphics and better music, the boy in blue looks and plays better than he ever has before.
Even my explosion is beautiful.
As the story goes, humans and Reploids happily coexist until a truck goes and falls on someone. The cause? Mavericks.
Maverick?
You got it. Mavericks.
Mavericks?
It's X's job to find these Mavericks and bring them to justice.
That settles it. You're definitely a Maverick.
Well, that and to have an interesting love affair with Zero.
That wasn't the oldest joke in the book.
Yeah.
Zero.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Gamers have the option of playing with X or with his sworn nemesis, Vile.
XXX. Why does everyone like that guy?
In either case, the object is to side-scroll your way
Really need to play the Vile side of that game.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
8 robot bosses. As you defeat the Maverick robots, you become endowed with their powers.
Rolling shield!
In turn, each robot boss has a weakness for one of your acquired powers. If I were a robot boss, I'd have a weakness with Jessica Alba movies. Sorry, just thought I'd share. Another cool feature is that gamers can equip X with Ryu's Fireball. We did encounter a few game-lag issues, but nothing too serious. After all, what do you expect from a game that allows you to throw fireballs? Believe it or not, the people at Capcom have actually developed a recent Mega Man installment that doesn't suck. Maverick Hunter presents
I think he just doesn't like Mega Man.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
hated of haters. Mega Man Maverick Hunter X is back with 4 bottles of laxative out of 5.
Yeah, see, the problem I'm having here with that one, it's...
A game that isn't mediocre? The hell you say?
I know, it's crazy. It's like Mel Gibson making a movie in a language that still exists.
I'd be more excited if Capcom hadn't released 60 other Mega Man games this month.
They appear to be taking a shotgun approach, making every game conceivable and hoping that at least one of them doesn't suck.
And the one game that is pretty good is a remake of a game from 1993.
Just goes to show everything was better back when designing women was still on the air.
See, the problem that I'm running into with these guys is that they, like you said, they seem to just not like Mega Man in general. See, their review of the game wasn't bad, I just don't care for their rhetoric and their, like... I was going to say flavor text, but this is verbal, not text. You understand what I'm saying. I don't really care for their comparisons to a toilet bowl. Because it's like, just... Again, we're watching... This was on TV, for context. This was actually on TV. You could watch this. Again, we expect a kind of commentary from, like, some angry video game nerd knockoff from, like, the mid to late 2000s, early 2010s on the internet, but not from something that is on TV when you're supposed to actually be showing us objective things about games, not entirely just opinionated, you know?
Well, I guess the best I could say is it was more marketed towards having, you know, the outlier, opinionated kind of stuff. We're not afraid to say these things.
Yeah.
So.
See how well a lot of these age, though.
Yeah.
But at least that one was mostly decent.
Yeah, no,
but
that wasn't bad.
they still couldn't get away without bagging on others. But you know, I'm hoping, like, again, I haven't watched all these. I'm hoping we find a stinker that's as bad as the Battle Number 6 review.
But see, we're kind of falling into that same thing with that mentality, though. We're reviewing something, and well, we're not necessarily reviewing, but like part of the problem I have with it is they're reviewing something and not taking out their implicit bias to it.
And we're
I'm
doing
hoping
exactly
we
the same.
see something that's good. Like, I actually thought the first one was
first
pretty
one.
alright. I didn't agree with one of their takes, but that seemed like a very good review.
Again, that was in the previous show before.
Mhm.
Like, this one didn't say X-Play either, I don't think. Did it?
I don't think it did.
Oh, yeah, it says right there on the title of the video, X-Play. But either way, it's the same host, and you can tell, like, now that I know that this was part of this show, and what, like, the host was a little bit different in the previous iteration of the show, it feels even more disingenuous than previously.
Yeah.
It feels like he's trying to get a rise out of people. Which, I mean, you know,
He did.
15 plus years later, it's still working. So, you know, congrats. We're still gonna roast you for it, though.
On to the next one.
The next one we got is their review of MegaMan ZX.
I feel like I might be a little more hurt by this one.
Possibly, because I still haven't finished ZX yet, and I honestly don't have a general consensus on how ZX was from the majority of the MegaMan community. From what I've heard,
I liked ZX.
From what I've heard, it's either you love it absolutely or you hate it absolutely. There's like almost no middle ground from my exposure to it. I don't really have a lot to go on here because, again, I haven't finished it. So, yeah, I think you'll take point on this one.
I will admit, it's been a long time since I've played it. So.
But we begin with a game franchise that refuses to end its hurricane of mediocre side-scrolling platformers. Here's MegaMan ZX.
Folks, can I be honest here for a second? I don't trust MegaMan, and truthfully, he's given me plenty of reasons not to. Namely, a little series called MegaMan Battle Network. Thankfully, the franchise just might win me over again with its latest release, MegaMan ZX, for the Nintendo DS. Set in the distant future of MegaMan, ZX introduces us to Ben, a delivery boy who finds himself thrust into the role of hero when a marvel of science known as biometal chooses him as its host and transforms him into MegaMan ZX. Sort of like what happens when you ingest a parasite, except in this case, you get super robo powers instead of super sickly weight loss. MegaMan ZX reels us back from the brink of Battle Network suckdom and returns this franchise to that which has spawned
Matter of opinion.
maniacs over the years. Side-scrolling shoot-'em-up action. As always, you'll find yourself pitted against a rogues gallery of enemies with various iconic elemental powers. Ice, wind, ninja. Wait, ninja isn't an element. At least it wasn't the last time I took chemistry, but it very well might be now, what with the internet and all. Bring the hammer down on your robo adversaries and, as
remember
is
the giant
necessary in the
Minotaur.
world of MegaMan, take their powers for yourself. Basically the equivalent of beating the living biometal out of someone, then going through their wallet and taking their cash. And by the way, if you're gonna do that, leave the driver's license. Those things are so hard to replace. As much as I'd like to say that most of your time in this game will be spent fighting your way through a really cool 2D side-scrolling world, I can't. In actuality, most of your time will be spent lost in a 2D side-scrolling world. It's incredibly difficult to find your way around in this game.
I do have to give them that.
All interconnected and don't show up on your game map until you've been there already, which means that before you even start a mission, you have to somehow track down the area the mission takes place in. I'd liken it to being lost in the Mall of America. Sure, you feel great once you finally find where you're going, but then you can't remember why you wanted to go to Hickory Farms in the first place. And that's where ZX falls flat on its mega face. MegaMan ZX gets a 3 out of 5. There are just so many Mega Man games, it sort of boggles the mind.
Hey, is this your milk? No, Kato, it's yours.
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing public, there's probably something we should explain.
Oh, this smells weird. Oh, you gotta smell it. You gotta smell this.
I'm not smelling the milk.
You may have noticed a new addition to our X-Play family.
Hey there.
See, PS3 is going to be costing, what, $600?
Yes.
So we spent the weekend cooking up schemes to raise the money.
I'm pro plasma donation.
But we finally decided that we should just rent out some space to a boarder. In this case, famed O.J. Simpson trial witness, Kato Kalin.
On the subject of renting, Adam,
just
you
gonna
know,
go
the
ahead.
relative mediocrity
Yeah.
of Mega Man ZX
Wait, what was that?
recommends, on the subject of renting, Adam, you know, the relative mediocrity of Mega Man ZX recommends it as precisely the sort of title I would be interested in renting. Might you have any suggestions of places where I could rent a game?
Why? Gamefly! It has thousands
Okay.
of games.
Yeah, more ad stuff.
Alright. Do I even need to explain my problem with this episode?
No,
It's not even related to the game they're talking about, aside from it being Mega Man as well.
yeah. when they were actually reviewing the game, they did bring up a very serious point that the game...
The map sucks. That's one
navigating the map.
Yeah, navigating the map sucks. I still consistently hear that to this day.
Yeah, that part was terrible.
Yeah.
Part was really bad.
Yeah, their gameplay is also really bad.
It just... I don't... There's not much we can say that we haven't really already said. It's just they have so much of a bias to it, I don't think they can see the good for what they perceive as bad.
It's just like... And even... The problem I'm running into is when they... Like, second time, I'm still going to be kind of miffed, but I'll give you a pass. After like the third, fourth, fifth time, you're starting to get pathetic.
Yeah.
It's like the nostalgia critic hammering in the Phantom Menace jokes. They weren't even funny the first time. They're not going to be funny the 200th episode in. So, whether or not you like the movie, the jokes aren't funny. Because they're not contextually related. So.
Alright.
Oh boy. They're reviewing Star Force next. Dragon specifically, which was a GameStop exclusive over here in the United States. This should be good. I honestly don't know how they're going to approach this.
Oh no, they're going to tear into it because they have such a hatred for Battle Network.
Yeah,
I have no faith in them for this one. Here we go.
Hey kids, are you ready to play Name the Title of the Next Mega Man? Step right up to the Capcom favorite phrases slot machine and give it a go. Okay, the title for the next Mega Man game will be Mega Man Star Force Dragon for the Nintendo DS. Well played. A trained staff of video game designers couldn't have done better. The story for the Star Force series is a bit loopy, so hang on. You play a little emo boy from the year 220X, who, after years of whining about his missing dad, meets up with an alien energy being who's come to Earth to warn us of a massive invasion. When boy and alien combine forces, they zip up into an alternate wave world to help defend against the attack. Sounds simple, right? As you wander through the wave world, you can hack into different characters' personal information. It's also here that you'll do all of your fighting. Enemies spawn randomly and incessantly as you walk the computer pathways lurking out of normal eyesight. Fights work as a combination of card battles and a third-person shooter. You get to choose what attacks you want to use on the battle grid where the actual combat takes place, and then deploy them. It's fun, but effortless. The enemies are easier to dodge than Chinese child labor laws. Star Force plays very similarly to the Mega Man Battle Network game. A little too similarly to really call this totally new. While it may move a little faster, it's less challenging and complex and more repetitive. And is that really a recipe for success? Star Force does have some pretty artwork though, and the fast pace helps whiz you along. Mega Man Star Force Dragon gets a 3 out of 5.
Catch an all-new X.
That wasn't terrible, really. He
yeah. Okay, that
wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all.
And that was X-Play. That wasn't like GameSpot TV or whatever. And there's no live action segment, so I guess they were trying to go for a quickie on that one.
I guess. No, they had their gripe about it, but
I actually kind of thought the opening slot machine was a little bit funny, like kind of a joking kind of way.
That's just video games in general.
Yeah, have you seen anime titles recently though? I'm not even going to start on that one because we'll be here all day.
You could do the same thing for like Pokemon,
right?
So what's the next Pokemon game going to be? Blah blah.
But yeah, not terrible. A couple things I thought were objectively incorrect. Like, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily the easiest, because it's like, there still is...
You keep using the word objectively.
Am I misusing it?
You are. Objectively means, like...
Hard, concrete. I understand
concretely
that.
Provable.
I would say it is provable.
No.
But even then, that's a matter of opinion.
Ease is a matter of subjectivity by definition.
Okay.
So, you know... More accessible might be a more objective thing, but ease is almost never an objective thing.
That's a fair point. That's a tangent for that. It's not relevant. Never mind. Okay. So, all in all, review of Star Force Dragon, surprisingly chill and relaxed. Like, surprisingly, I dare even say respectful.
Yeah, honestly.
You know, see, that if they approached all of them with that, then I'd have a little more respect for the show in general. But that one was actually not terrible. All right.
And something I feel like a lot of people don't grasp is 3 out of 5 is still a passing grade.
Yeah.
Like, that's not failing.
Did they give Valor 6 a 2 or a 3 out of 5? I don't remember. I think it was 2, wasn't it?
100%.
Well, I'll put an editor's note here later. Here's one that they're either going to love it or they're going to absolutely destroy it. X7. This is one of those that the general consensus of the community seems to say that it hasn't aged great. I don't remember how it was because it's been 7 years or so since we played it off stream. Mm-hmm. We remember it's notoriously difficult, but not as, like, unnecessarily frustrating as X6. That's what I remember. How do you remember it?
I remember it still being pretty unnecessarily frustrating. I was not a fan.
We couldn't even beat one of the first Mavericks, could we? Like, during our run? We had stopped prematurely for some reason. I don't remember what it was, but I remember we couldn't beat, like, even one of the 8 Mavericks.
It was
But, they're either going to give it the same grace they gave Maverick Hunter and say that it's really good, or they're going to kind of tear it apart because it's...
I think this is one I wouldn't blame them for tearing apart.
Well, we'll find out. Just as long as what they're saying is actually relevant and not just dumb.
Yeah, ready?
Ready.
And vivacious co-hosts Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
What? Welcome back to X-Play. We have MegaMan.
Yeah. Well, Capcom celebrated the 15th birthday of MegaMan in 2003, although the first game in the series came out in 1987, which would make him 16. Maybe they're bad at math.
Quite possible. Well, anyway, there are currently enough Mega Man games floating around out there to shingle your house with.
Now, we have the 7th Mega Man X game, and we'll see if the 7th time's the charm. Here's a review of Mega Man X7.
Mega Man X7 is the first Mega Man game to make its appearance on the PS2 and the first to feature 3D gameplay. The concept is a good one. Take the side-scrolling levels that made Mega Man famous and combine them with more modern 3D levels. That is, if either aspect of the gameplay was anything but mediocre. The side-scrolling levels are short and boring, and during the 3D sequences, the camera is often fixed at strange angles. Hello, I can't see anything in front of me. I keep trying to adjust the camera angles out of habit, but I get no love. I'm fighting a statue from the Franklin Mint.
The what?
The Franklin Mint.
Characters during levels with the L2 button. Axel also has the ability to take on enemy bots' powers, but this feature is rarely put to good use. I can either use my rapid-fire gun, or if I go through the trouble of killing the enemy with my special power, I can very slowly throw bombs. Zero here has a lightsaber and a whole lot of hair. Nice breasts, by the way. Mega Man X7 has a typically thin storyline. The Maverick Hunters hunt renegade bots called, well, Mavericks. Then, something else happens. Well, even if the story were more compelling, you wouldn't be able to watch the cutscenes.
Are you stupid? You were in danger if you just stand there.
Heard enough? Oh, one more.
I forgot about the voice.
Yeah.
Please tell me I'm through with the worst of it.
Okay, I'm done. Combine those voices with the still images, and you've got something to skip every time.
We can't allow this madness to continue.
Fox Digital preview channel.
Third difficulty. 3 lives and no save points other than at the end of long levels doesn't cut it. It makes a game frustrating instead of challenging. And if you really want a headache, try the upside down level. Although Mega Man X7 is marginally better than this year's earlier Mega Man Network transmission, that, well, it doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. Hardcore Mega Man fans may still get some enjoyment out of it, but at this point, how many of you are still left?
Plenty, apparently.
Mega Man X7 gets a disappointing 2
out of 5.
I don't blame him.
Okay, so in this case, I actually can't... Wait.
Guess who doesn't get better with age? Mega Man!
Oh my, yeah, he's not like cheese. Well, I can't wait until he turns 21. Then he can have a stiff drink after playing his own crappy games.
Okay, except for that there at the end, I was going to say that actually wasn't a terribly disingenuous review, I don't think, because I do remember being incredibly frustrating. The voice acting is pretty bad, and the general consensus of the community at the time does seem to be that that one has not aged very well. Again, I can't say a lot because it's been several years since I played it, but that one didn't seem terrible.
Yeah.
Like, that one's actually not...
I agree with most of that one.
Yeah. So, not bad. So, can X8 do any better in their eyes? It does for the community, so let's see what they have to say about it.